Boom shakalaka, what's up homies? My name's Dies Amantes Amentes. Dies Irae. It's cold, freezing, and it hurts. Its thoughts scattered into disorder, left at the mercy of a torrent of negative emotions. Like someone caught drowning in a venomous ocean's whirlpool. In the end, it could no longer maintain its sanity. Or rather, where did sanity end and insanity begin? If the ability to restrain oneself was the sole determining factor, then one had no choice but to say that it had been insane from the start. It wasn't driven by a desire to kill. It didn't wish to, but neither could it stop. Why was that? It could no longer distinguish between the objectives and the subjective, almost like it possessed multiple heads. It was freezing, and it hurt tremendously so. No doubt a natural result of having been submerged in the cold winter waters. Yet, alrighty. We're gonna go back to creepy being voice thing. By the time its face broke the water surface, the pursuer's presence had already faded. Yeah, Malaeus and Will, bitch, have been shaken off. It began to swim pathetically, panting like a wild beast. So, is it hurt? I mean, whatever this thing is, there was no longer any feelings in its arms, not due to the cold, but rather that frenzy from earlier, straining its limbs to the extreme. Okay, so the thing is though, right? Malaeus said I didn't think it would be her. So is it Rhea or is it Kasumi? Because Kasumi showed like some really questionable strength earlier. With slender hands that looked like they could barely hurt a fly, it sliced apart numerous people and cars, then fought two others. It vomited up blood. It didn't appear to have external injuries, but the chills that accumulated in its guts like mud in a ditch wouldn't go away, nor did the pain for that matter, which felt akin to a molten hot chain wrapping around one's leg. They were all the after effects of its battle from a short while ago. Will and Rizulka. Their attacks had left a curse that smoldered still in its body, leaving it in a state where even swimming proved to a toil. Suffering in agony, it pushed its way through waters that felt as heavy as mercury before finally reaching the wharf. Yo, man, if I'm gonna destroy, like, my cheeks and my mouth by reading essays, then I might as well get into this essay and read it like I've never read before. Why did the tears refuse to stop, trickling ceaselessly down its cheeks? Were they out for pain, fear, or joy? With the answer nowhere in sight, it clawed up the wharf with enough strength to knock off its nails, creating cracks in the wet concrete. The act went beyond superhuman strength, entering the realm of the outright inhuman. That power whispered, this wasn't enough. Cut. All right. More. All right, can you stop having sex now, please? Creepy sex voice, the creepiest sex voice I've ever heard, dude. It's crawled its way out of the ocean, laughing as if stimulated by the very voice. That very voice. This wasn't enough. It had to cut more and more. It had to devour more and more. It had to sacrifice more and more. He needed to get strong. What do you mean he? I thought it was a girl. All right, look. What is going on? What is going on? And guys, the reason I'm drinking some water right now is because I just finished reading Steins Gate Zero, and now I'm reading this. No breaks, because we don't take breaks up in here. So, she had to pull her weight. He needed to get strong, and then we go to she had to pull her weight. Dude, what the hell is this game? She would be his strength. She would help him. Oh, wait. So, alright, so is Ren the substitute for Zarathustra, but is Kasumi the wheel? So is like Ren the car and Kasumi's the wheel? The wheel that kills without stopping. That doesn't hesitate to slaughter person upon person. Okay, this is me making up my own lines here. Ad-libs. That wish meant everything. She could think of nothing else. Or is this Margaret? Yeah, I'm gonna call her Margaret, because F that other name, dude. But when and why did she begin to think of doing this sort of thing was okay?
なるほど。
I don't know. I have no idea why you thought this was ever okay. Okay, I see. What exactly do you see? It sounds like Sakurai?
つまりカドケウス。頭が2つで、必
Caldices?
要に応じ首から
The
上が切り
two-headed
替わる。
snake where one
そういう
head.
からくりだったのですね。すっかり騙されましたが、これで全て説明がつく。問題はどちらが主体なのかですが。
Hey, what does this do if I hit voice?
あなたはどう思われますか？
さて、正直迷うところですね。
Alright, the sickening sound of breathing neck bones. Valeria Triefer wore a faint smile as his companion stomped on the security guard she had knocked out, robbing him of life. How do I turn auto off, dude?
これが彼らの生異物。まだ完全に同化はしてないよう
They
で
have
すが。
yet to fully
それも時間の問
assimilate.
題で
They?
しょうね。わかりますか？
はい。
Dude, how do I stop this? I put on auto and I don't have to turn it off. What the hell?
はい。
Did I turn it off? I don't know. The blade of the guillotine on display was now soaked with blood. No doubt it belonged to tonight's victim. Tonight's victims. There, Anarnerbe? I have some theories, but I need the game to actually prove them.
同調が進んでいます。予想より早かったですが、もう餌は足りたということでしょうか。
Synchronization.
ここは11年前、キルヒアイゼン教が倒れた場所でもありますからね。彼女と彼女が集めた魂を上乗せしているのかもしれません。であれば数的な問題はない。これでおそらく一つ目のスワスチカが完成す
The
る。
first swastika should open? Alright.
殺し
The
役の方は
behind the scenes stuff
先ほど
going
ベイと
on.
マレウスが説得しながら取り逃がしたそうですよ。彼らの性格上素直に言うことを聞くとは思えませんが、こうなると連れ戻した方が良さそうですね。
では私が。
Hmm?
いえ、ここは私が何とかしましょう。 あなたが言っては余計にこじれかねないし。ああ、そんな顔をするものではありませんよ。彼らは優秀な兵士ですが、
Oh, this is actually a good time for me to sip on some water, because they're gonna make me read essays again later. There's a crap ton of reading, man.
この60年で副首領閣下を超えたという証を立てるのが何より大事なのでしょう。だから流行る気持ちを抑えられない。何にせよ結構ではないですか。戦いに身を置く者としてその気概は大事です。私はそれを全力で行えるよううまく場を整えるのが仕事です。あなたに手伝わせてしまったのは不徳の致すところですが、それもしばらくの辛抱ですから。
Are they able to summon that guillotine or something? Like, I don't...
ここにスワスチカを完成させ、ハイドリヒ教らを呼び戻す。副首領閣下もそのために己の代理を使わしているのでしょうし、ここは静観しておきましょ
う。Wait, so the reason Ren exists is because he wanted to summon back Lord Hadrich? What does Ren have to do with that, though?
術の発動条件が私の
How does that work? Like, I want to know the process of that.
戦となる。
わかりました。
Kay drew a step back.
私は事の顛末を見届けてきます。それから。
Your Eminence? Isn't she talking to Trifa? He's above her? Huh. After throwing a glance at the dead security guard at her feet, she went in a low tone.
この処理もしておきますので、なるべく自重してください。あなたも本心では暴れたくて仕方がないようですから。
確かに。
The priest freely sounded a chuckle of self-mockery. He then produced a cell phone from his pocket, a truly unsuitable item for this place, and began dialing.
ああ、私です。そちらの様子はどうですか？ええ。はい。なるほど。それは頂上。でしたらあとは。
Nothing that her conversation with the... Wait, oh. Noting that her conversation with the priest was over, Kay moved away to pick up the body. I was like, yo, that sounds really weird.
あなたの裁量でベイとマレウスを抑えてください。私からの命令だと。はい。そういうことで構いませんので。
Does that mean you just gave him the okay to use force if necessary? So Spine had arrived as well. Considering Will's claim that he'd take another 2 or 3 days, he seemed awfully fast. Still, perhaps that had all been according to the plan. Well, whatever the case. Wait a second, I just thought of something. What if everything in this museum is all of their weapons? Like everybody at the Obsidian Round Table, including the Substitute. What if this museum is all of their weapons? Because I wondered about this museum. What is the purpose of this museum? Why does it exist?
いよいよきな臭くなってきたわね。
Kay began to walk off, leaving the priest behind to keep talking cheerfully on his phone. She couldn't completely trust Spine, but he would likely stop them if ordered. If Will and Rizalka temporarily out of the way, this proved to be a favorable opportunity for Kay to act independently. Independently? For what? the substitute of Mercurius, vice commander of the Longinus Drazen Orden. It would probably be best for her to confirm its awakening. The clock had struck midnight. If she hurried, she would have just enough time to make it. Make it?
約束するよね。
How many hours has it been since I had hesitated over that question? And he randomly wakes up in the park. Dude, you gotta stop this, man. You need to stop just waking up in the most random of locations, dude. Checking the time, I found out it was already 20 minutes past midnight. 2 hours since I'd last done so. So what happened to Kasumi? It couldn't be. How did that happen? I forced my brain to operate at full power in an attempt to make sense of this whole situation. Alright.
Kasumi?
Yes, what happened to Kasumi, dude? Looking around, I found the place completely deserted. You had to be kidding me. It was almost like... The moment I attempted to stand, I felt pain akin to an electric current rushing through my entire body. Oh, okay, alright. All my muscles creaked for some reason. I honestly had no idea why. It shouldn't have been related to sleep. I mean, it felt like I'd abused my power past its limits. Did that mean I ended up doing the same thing as before? Which meant I robbed Kasumi of her.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything to Kasumi, dude. That couldn't be true. No, 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 no. I did no such thing. Like hell, I could ever kill Kasumi. She had to be okay. I was certain of it. There was no blood around me and her screams would wake the dead. I obviously would have been no exception. Wait, what? Okay. I'd find her. I didn't know why she was not here, but it was probably related to the fact that I fainted. She must have gone to call for a doctor or something. That had to be it. It was not entirely nice of her to leave me all alone in a place like this, but this was all my fault. I'd find her as quick as I could, convince her I was okay, put up with her usual antics and lectures, then go back home. That was all I had to do, no big deal. We could then return to our usual day-to-day lives. I have a feeling that's not gonna happen tonight. So I had to stand. Yes, but can you? Apparently not. Shouting that to myself, I spurred my creaking body to stand up. How far could she have gone in the 2.5 hours I had spent blacked out? Despite feeling like I was just about ready to fall over, I started staggering forward. My thoughts were assailed by white noise. My sight scrambled by a sandstorm. My head felt like it could split open. I kept ignoring the creaking in my body, only for my brain to start boiling. Now I couldn't even think straight. What kind of places would Kasumi go to that were the closest hospitals? No, first of all, was there a more efficient way to look for someone? I wasn't in some historical drama. There was no need for me to run around town like a headless chicken in order to find a missing person. Here in the 21st century, we had a simpler and more certain method. So I'd use that right here, right now. Seriously, what kind of dumbass was I to pretend not to know about it? I mean, that made it sound like I was scared of seeing her, right? Scared of Kasumi? Seriously? Scared of that stupid and helplessly simple childhood friend I'd grown to treat more like a sister than a woman? I don't think she'd be happy to hear that you think of her as a sister, dude. We were talking about the same girl who came over every morning to wake me up of her own volition. We would always cook meals for me that were neither amazing nor inedible. and was both extremely clingy and frank and very loud and very bitchy. Why would I ever be scared of seeing someone like her? I was being ridiculous, absurd. This anxiety was completely unwarranted. I needed to just do it and get it over with, and during the splitting headache, I slowly lifted my still trembling hand. All I had to do is stick that hand into my coat pocket and pull out my cell phone. Then I'd call her and everything would be fine. Hearing her usual lively voice would put an end to all this. So why? Why was I hesitating this much? Dude, this ain't Steins Gate. Can you just take out your damn phone? What was I so scared of? I hadn't harmed Kasumi at all. I would never do that. Not even if heaven and earth turned upon themselves. But the fact that it was my instincts and not my rational mind that was rejecting this meant that meeting Kasumi would put me and not her in danger. What the hell? Yo, that scared the living hell out of me, dude. Agitated by the train of thought, I slammed my forehead into a streetlight with the kind of force that could very well split my head open. Sparks flashed before my eyes, following by the sensation of lukewarm blood flowing through me. Damn it. So I wasn't just dreaming all this. That shock wiped all the white noise out of me. The sandstorm too had began to vanish due to my blacked out vision. Calm down. Calm down. I had to calm down and fast. In any case, my senses had returned to me. The numb pain spread from my forehead to the rest of my body, gradually jolting my bodily functions awake as I sluggishly reopened my eyes. What? What is going on now? Rain? Looked like it began to rain at some point. I didn't notice up until now, but my whole body was drenched. I must have been lying here for quite some time. I gripped, well, he didn't have any, he just got his senses back, I guess. I gripped my cell phone. I began to reflect as the rainfall cooled my seething brain. I had been through many strange things over the past couple days. The relationship between the nightmares and the killer. A guillotine, severed heads, splattering blood. Though I witnessed someone getting killed, there was no blood covering my surroundings. Strange. Objectively, it lacked any sense of reality, like I was watching a movie. It was an uncomfortable sensation, like I was looking through someone else's eyes. What was Kasumi Ayase doing during that time? Dropping tableware? A morning where she was unusually understanding her unnatural training regimen, the destroyed training dummy, the bent bamboo sword, her dumbfounded face, her violent behavior, physical strength that no woman could exhibit, slender arms only a woman could have, the abnormality of all this only occurring when I fell asleep. There were many hints, yet I was stupid enough to ignore every single one of them. Sakurai, Rizulka, Will, Kasumi, Zarathustra, the swapped head, two heads, intertwined, influencing the other, yet never facing one another, much like the sun and moon, light and shadow. When one awoke, the other fell into slumber. One moved when the other's will came to the surface, a disassembling of individuality, an extremely convenient system where one controlled the other without ever realizing their own acts. One controlling the other? So when Ren falls asleep, does he control Kasumi? And when Kasumi falls asleep, she controls Ren? Is that how this works? Or is it something else? Caduceus? The staff of intertwining snakes. In other words, that meant...
二手に分かれていたということ。
Sakurai, the role of executioner and devourer was split into two.
サンが殺して、あ
That
なたが
outfit.
魂を蓄える。結果強くなるのはあくまであなたで、彼女はそのための道具に過ぎない。なるほど。吸血鬼と下僕の関係によく似ている。
So she kills and Ren gets the souls?
お見事。実に趣味が悪くて手段を選ばない策に私は感激しているわ。まさか一つの生異物に複数の使徒をストックするなんて。そんなことが可能だとは思わなかったし。
Wow, I like how they cut this off right here. I was like, wait, did I miss something? What was with the ... She said Ayase. While carried out the killings while you gained the souls. So that's why she's so strong. She's the killer and I take the souls. But what exactly is the purpose of this?
少なくとも私たちには真似できないわね。副首領閣下の力にコンプレックスを抱いているベイやマレウスなんかには認めたくなかった事実と言える類でしょ。
Sakurai? How long has she been there? As I lay there on my knees, she simply looked down on me, her expression bereft of sympathy
と
or
いうことだ
emotion.
から藤井君、あとはあなたの好きにしなさい。
Is this her acting independently? Aren't you supposed to do something to me? Or something? Like, what's going on here?
言ったでしょ。この鬼ごっこ。一回戦目は私たちの乾杯みたい。
Reward?
勝者のあなたは
Yo, I'm so
堂々と景品を受け
confused.
取ればいい。
What is going on?
私は祝福しているのよ。負けず嫌いの年寄りたちがつまらない劣等感にこだわりすぎるのは迷惑だったし。これでようやくまっとうにゲームを始めることができそうだから。
So she's giving me this round or something, and she will apparently... They'll come back to get me later or
実
something?
際あなたがまだ弱い時に苛立った誰かが暴発するというのが一番良くない展開だったの。新参者の私以外はみんな副首領閣下を病的に恐れていたから。ネズミを捕まえるのに象打ち用のライフルを持ち出しかねない。そういう意味でこの展開は理想的。どうしても弱い時期ができるならさらに分裂させて弱すぎる域にまで落としてしまう。そうしておけばまずこちらのレーダーにかからないから。
So the vice commander had this intention all along, so everybody else from the round table wouldn't be able to pick them up. Interesting. But Sakurai seems to have some resentment towards the round table. So, does she secretly want them to be destroyed or
事
something?
実、私もベイもマレウスも一度あなたを見逃しているし。
Yeah, so why not kill me now? Well, don't they need me to bring back a Hadrich or something?
怪しいとは思っても確信が持てない。そうして後手を踏んでいるうちに分けたものを一つに戻してそれなりの域に上げてしまう。本当、もう一度言うけど見事な手並みね。私たちの気性を理解した上で手玉に取ってる。正直副首領閣下が憎まれるわけがよく分かったわ。だから
待てよ。
I interrupted before Sakurai could babble on
いき
any
なり現
longer.
れてさっきから何言ってるんだお前。俺は全然意味が。
わからないなんて嘘。もう気づいているんでしょ。ぼっとしてないで携帯かけてみればいいじゃない。景
Prize?
品も きっとあなたが来るのを待っているわよ。涙ぐましいじゃない。いつもあなたが寝ている間にあなたを強くしようと手を汚してくれるなんて。たとえ操り人形だとしてもそうそうできることじゃない。
私はあんたの味方だよ。
Did Kasumi know this entire damn time?
まあ初めて会ったあの時はあなたも無遊病していたみたいだけど。
辛い時は頼ってほしいな。
My brain is destroyed. Oh, I feel lightheaded. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad for Kasumi, dude, but oh gosh, what the hell?
それ自体深いところじゃうすうす感づいていたっていう証拠なんじゃないかしら。彼女のことが心配で無意識に眠ったまま後を追ってしまうくらいなんだし。
Dude, call Kasumi, dude. I want to know what the hell is going on.
結果時が来るまで隠れ蓑に守られているべきあなたが私たちと接触したのはまあイレギュラーといえばイレギュラーよね。本来ならあの時怖い目に遭うのは彼女の方だったはず。
So I sleptwalk? Ah.
私はレンの力になりたいよ。
I mean, you think of it that way, you probably could have had as many substitutes for the executioner as you wanted. Even if Bay and Malaeus had gone too far and killed him, a new decapitating murderer would have been born the following night. So Ren really is the substitute for Mercurius, but for him to be on their level, he needs to absorb the souls of the dead. However, to stay hidden, he needs a puppet to kill people and get the souls for him, so nobody finds out about it. And Kasumi ended up being the puppet. That's horrible, dude. By doing that, you could have prevented yourself from going out into the open. So sacrificial. Wait, why isn't the voice coming up? What's wrong with the voice, dude? What's going on? Doing that, you could have prevented yourself from going out into the open. So sacrificial love would be the phrase for
今
whatever.
だって
There it is.
若干のダメージを共有しているみたいだし。察するにその直前起きてる時に二人の絆を確認し合うようなイベントでもあったんじゃ。
勝手にいなくなるなよ、旅人さん。
黙れ。
What the hell was she even saying? Come on, you know what she's saying. She looks so smug when she said it too. Just who in the world was she
言
talking
ったで
about?
しょ。わからないなんて嘘。認めなさいよ。1たす1は2になるの。それを否定するのはバカのやること。
Then,
バカでいい。
oh, so you'd rather use Kasumi for gathering souls to make you stronger and strong enough to be a part of the Obsidian Round Table or whatever it is, than actually... Okay. Whatever, dude.
バカが相手じゃ困るわね。あなた、そんなことで戦えるとでも思っているの？
What am I even fighting? Hadrich? Like, I don't...
まさか私たちが殺人犯の退治に来たとでも思っているんじゃないでしょうね。 別に誰が何人殺そうが知ったことじゃないわよ。私たちはね、戦争をしに来たの。そのためにあなたが欲しい。
They want me to join them. Right. Let me just say right now that is not going down.
だから乗ってもらうわよ、藤井君。もうあなたにとっての日だまりなんか。
Well, if you put Rhea on your team, maybe you would have some there. Nah, I still wouldn't join them. I would have to get Rhea back from you guys because you guys aren't deserving of Rhea. Until I find out Rhea is actually one of them and then I just cry.
上の意向次第ですぐに開戦となるかはわからないけど、遅かれ早かれあなたと私たちは敵対する。そのために最低限力をつけてもらわないといつまで経っても勝負が実装できないじゃない？
If we didn't let you build up your strength to the minimum required level, we couldn't have an actual fight with you no matter how much time. Don't you want me to join you? What do I need to fight you for? I'm so confused. What are you talking about? We came here to wage war, you see. It is the reason why we want you.
まずは景品を受け取って2になって3になって4になって5になって、そうしてくれないと私も困るし。
お前の事情なんか知ったことかよ。
じゃあここで1のまま死ぬ？何度も言うけど私以外の年寄りたちはコンプレックスの塊よ。
Bunch of old timers harboring various complexes, even if you were less than
証明をしたが
0.1.
ってる。
So as Mercurius's substitute, wait, oh yeah, there's no, wait, is it because the fact that there's no openings on the Obsidian Round Table, I'm going to have to kill one of them to join? But who said I wanted to join anyway? But I guess I'm gonna have to fight them regardless because they hate Mercurius and they know they can't fight him, so they're gonna fight me. But, dude, The Divine Vessel? I don't know if they want me on their team or am I actually going to be fighting them. I'm kind of confused about that right now.
そうなった時、多分標的はあなただけじゃ済まなくなるわよ。彼女も当然その中には含まれていて。
All because of they want to prove their superiority over Mercurius, who they can't fight, so they're taking that out on me or something? Like, oh my gosh, I'm really confused.
この町が地図から消える。
黙れって言ってんだろ。
No, you shut up, Ren. I want her to give me as much information as possible while she's actually speaking. Though I made an attempt to grab her, Sakurai gracefully dodged it, putting some distance between us. She then heaved a bored sigh before continuing her monologue in a tone of
それを
indifference.
止めたいなら早く2になってしまえばいい。あなたがそうなることで彼女も普通に戻るだろうし。男の1000倍特許じゃない。女から奪い取ってものにするのは。
That statement has so many levels. Oh my god.
私たちが種に気づいてしまった以上、もう二手に分かれている意味はないし。これから先はあなたが一人でやればいい。彼女のことを思うなら殺し役をさっさと廃業させてあげなさい。それが終わるまでは浮気しちゃダメよ、藤井君。抱きしめるなら私より彼女が先ね。
Huh?
ちょっと焼けるけどそこは譲るわ。だってあの子、あなたが1週間も禁欲なんかしていたせいで暴発しちゃったんだから。
Jealous? What is wrong? I don't want. All right. Yeah. All right. But whatever. Whatever.
追いかけて抱きしめて慰めてあげないと男が廃るってものじゃないの？じゃあ頑張ってかっこいいとこ見せてちょうだい。
待て。
I reached out for her again, but Sakurai vanished before I could grab her. Judging from her final words, she wasn't going back, but rather to keep watch somewhere, apparently. The hell? What made her think she could just spout off whatever crap she wanted? What was all that shit about a prize or whatever? Why don't you call Kasumi, dude?
くそっ。
I nearly smashed my cell phone into the ground, but managed to rein in my anger at the last second. Right, Sakurai didn't have to say anything. Deep down, I'd already noticed her strange behavior as of late. Still, I couldn't just accept that. If I was to label her insane, then saying that I was crazy seemed a far more reasonable answer. Kasumi was sane. She was different from idiots like Shido and me. I believed that. Wanted to believe that. And that nature of hers was exactly what made me treasure her more than anyone else. So I couldn't just throw this cell phone away. If I broke it here, it'd be like admitting I was scared to find out the truth. It would be an offense, and above all else, an insult to Kasumi. I had to put an end to this ridiculous situation to protect her honor. I gritted and ground my teeth hard, causing blood to pour out of my mouth. I dialed the number Kasumi gave me earlier while getting irritated at my finger for shaking from the cold. The hell? So what kind of prize is this if she doesn't even pick up the damn phone? Growing impatient, I broke up into a run, the cell phone still ringing in my hand. By doing this, I'd known when I was getting closer to her. This late into the night, the sound of rainfall was the only thing filling my ears. Where was she? Where did she go? I wanted to see her face and hear her voice and tell her I was okay. Is she the guillotine? Is she No, she's just a puppet, isn't she? No. I dashed through the streets in the rain for several minutes, my clothes completely drenched. The minutes I spent like this could have been either much longer or shorter than how it felt. I'd grown so impatient, I could no longer accurately grasp the flow of time. What would I say when I found her? How would I look at her? How was I supposed to act? Could a guy be of so few words and feelings like me get across my emotions properly? My body cooled, heat left me, my breath turned white, and my heart raced with impatience. I kept panting and running, only to trip up in a puddle of water. I fell pathetically to the ground. I placed my hands on the ground in an attempt to stand up, but my hands were so slippery from the water that it was hard to do. What kind of water? What? Blood. What kind of water was this? All sticky, smelly, and heavy like mud. My clothes were dirty, my hands a mess. What was this eerie sensation, this unsettling color, this red, blood-like? Yep. Why wasn't this a dream? This was neither a hallucination nor an illusion. I wasn't deluded, and I certainly wasn't just imagining things. So where's her phone? The scent of rusty iron, particular to blood, pierced my nostrils as I heard that. What the hell? Was this some kind of joke? If so, I wasn't laughing. If this pool of blood all belonged to one person, then why was her cell phone ringing right next to it? Oh, she must have just dropped her phone around here by accident. She always has been surprisingly clumsy and careless. So that had to be it, yeah. She was probably freaking out about it right now, wondering where she had... I don't believe this. Man, she was such a handful. Oh well, I figured it'd just take it with me and bring it back there. I'd already grown used to being a victim of her clumsiness anyway. Thanks to that, it'd be harder to find her. Oh well. In for a penny, in for a pound. I'd search the entire city all night if I had to. Screw tomorrow's classes. But I had to find Kasumi's phone first. It was probably lying around in those bushes there, no doubt about it. That had to be it. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it at all. But even though I desperately wish for that to be the case. The last morsel of hope I still had left was shattered by her voice. Its echo filling my eardrums and cranium. Only one thought still remained in my mind. Oh my gosh. That there was no God. Even if there was, he had probably long since died, because if he was still alive, I'd kill him with my own two hands. Why does something like this happen? Why was I seeing this? I felt like gouging out my own eyes, wanting desperately to erase this memory. To me, at the very least, this sight felt equal to the most maddening of nightmares. Dull eyes, a blank expression, a stiff body, my childhood friend soaked in blood and rain. Who was that random person lying there without a head? My voice sounded like someone else's, and though it trembled ever so slightly, it remained blindingly clear, about as clear as this whole situation. Someone had died. They'd been murdered in no doubt about it. Oh my... Jeez! Jeez! Oh my gosh! What the hell? They'd been murdered thoroughly and relentlessly, no doubt about it. Kasumi stood right next to them, her whole body wet with spurts of blood. She was carrying a severed head in one hand. No matter how one looked at it, there was only one conclusion to be made. If you... Kasumi returned my unbelievably stupid question with a blank stare. She tilted her head to the side, causing the one in her hand to wobble. The more I talked, the more I wanted to die. Something not even I believed could never work as my trump card. I felt self-loathing well up in my chest with every word I uttered in a desperate attempt to deny this situation. Damn it. It had already been set in stone. There was nothing I could do about it. Kasumi Ayase was the killer. But still, so what? I knew her well. Ayase Kasumi was Ren Fuji's childhood friend. She was not someone who would kill dozens of people. Even if her hands had been tainted, I didn't believe that she could ever do that of her own will. According to Sakurai, she was akin to a marionette used to provide me with souls, experience, a puppet.
だから何が悪いってんだ。
Laws didn't matter. Morals didn't mean a damn thing. I wouldn't let anyone in this world blame Kasumi. She'd done nothing wrong. On my scales, protecting Kasumi's individual life weighed 1,000,000 times heavier than the chagrin of the murdered, or the pain and sorrow of their bereaved families. They could go to hell for all I cared. The living mattered more than the dead. If I didn't protect her now, another decisive push would be all it took to send her falling. So,
帰ろう、かすみ。風邪ひくぞ。
I stopped dialing Kasumi's number and took a step forward, my guard completely down. I saw no reason to be alert, and yet... What the hell?! Something invisible sliced into my cheek. The finale of our prologue draws nigh. I have offered this opera to both my sworn friend and beloved. Go now, my substitute. Become the lead actor and dance upon its stage to your heart's content.
どうして。
What just happened? There were about 5 meters between Kasumi and me, so we couldn't have touched each other physically, and it wasn't like she had thrown anything either. And yet, there was blood pouring down my torn cheek. The pain I had felt for but a moment was no doubt caused by a sharp blade of sorts. How in the world did... No, the bigger question is why... Was the why of it? Why did Kasumi... Oh my
男の
gosh!
専売特許じゃない。女から奪い取ってものにするの。これから先はあなたが一人でやればいい。
Sakurai's voice replayed in my head. In other words, I had to stop Kasumi while she was still in this state and prove myself to be the master. I gained some distance between us by instinctively dodging the invisible thing, but the chaos enveloping my mind had yet to let
彼
up.
女のことを思うなら殺し役をさっさと廃業させてあげなさい。
Sakurai urged me to claim it for myself. If I was to take those words at face value, she probably meant that I had to render Kasumi powerless. And I would have loved to do that even without having to end up in a situation like this. A single glance at Kasumi's dull, unfocused eyes made it clear she was in a trance. The fact she attacked me in a state like that could only mean that she was being controlled. Unless I cut her strings now, she'd just start killing again. At the very least, I had to prevent that from happening. But, how? Kasumi sluggishly raised her right hand with the same blank expression as before. Another invisible slash. Once again, I relied on my instincts to leap away, but I ended up receiving a slash to the chest this time around. And it didn't stop there. Oh my gosh. 4 more slashes followed. I couldn't quite confirm this due to their invisible state, but a direct hit from the decapitating slashes that merely grazed me at a moment before would no doubt kill me instantly. From its vicious ferocity, lethal prowess, and odd obstinacy to constantly aim for the neck regardless of the angle, I concluded this blade to be that of the guillotine. Much like the one in my dream, it was an instrument of executions that existed for the sole purpose of beheading its victim. I kept rolling and avoiding the decapitating blade, finding myself cornered by its incessant barrage of slashes. Yo, it's just getting real, man. The slashes traces of which I felt on my skin seemed haphazard and disorganized, hardly something I could attribute to a diligent kendo student like Kasumi. That, however, made them difficult to predict, and I soon found myself whittling down with each slash I failed to dodge. Reading these essays, man, is killing me. Each burning, freezing, and numbing slash that hit me sent me another step closer to death. Surges of unnatural, intense pain ran through me. They were clad in deadly poison, which meant they weren't simply cutting my flesh. They reaped and devoured something far more basic, something fundamental for all living beings to exist. As such, even a mere graze would continue to rob me of life without halt, ultimately resulting in my death. Amidst the maddening pain and fear that made me want to scream, every single drop of falling rain felt like a storm in itself. But no matter how much pain and fear I endured, that self-centered reason would not drive me back down. And at this rate, Kasumi gave me a curious look when she realized that I'd stopped moving. There was no doubt that I'd die instantly if she attacked now, but I shut out my fear with all my might, for my heart burned with feelings far stronger than that. Those were my true feelings. Nothing else mattered. If only I hadn't seen it on that fateful day. Is that what awoken it? Is that what awoken his latent abilities? Kasumi shouldn't have gone through any of this. She should have been enjoying her normal life the same way she always had. She did nothing wrong. She was sane. She simply ended up drawing the short end of the stick by getting caught up in the situation. And I was supposed to attack her for something like that? I couldn't use magic, superpowers, or hypnotism. If I was to render Kasumi powerless in her current rampage, all I could do was punch her or something. But I couldn't bring myself to do that. The one who put Kasumi through all this pain was me. So I couldn't resort to violence with her, no matter the reason. If my death could bring Kasumi back to normal, I would gladly bite off my own tongue, and this wouldn't end until I stopped her. Screw that. There was no way in hell I could do that. Not a chance. I don't think it's gonna be that simple, dude.
かすみ頼むから。
I wanted to believe that her lack of response meant that my voice was getting through to her, that she had lost her willingness to fight. What was wrong with having the naive hope that she'd go back to normal once I reached out my hand and touched her on the shoulder, even if... And there it is. There it is, dude. It's not gonna be that easy. It resulted in this. My right arm was cut from the space between my middle and ring fingers all the way up to the tip of my shoulder. Ugh. I needed to hold back my screams. Men weren't supposed to make a fuss. I mean, you get your arm cut open, dude. I don't know if that applies here. This pain was nothing. I took it as punishment for worrying all this time without ever noticing what she was up to, like a total dumbass. No, this was nowhere near enough. I wonder if she was training so hard to fight this, essentially. I think that's why she was training. But I wonder if... But the thing she was saying, it seems like that she knew that she was doing it for Ren. And the reason why she kept going to kendo practice or whatever was to keep her sanity, probably. This spoiled idiot needed to take responsibility for his actions. Agreed. Any bastard that ran away from this pain and fear was no true man. I was annoyed to be agreeing with her, but I'd come to realize what I had to do. I would get right up to Kasumi without hurting her or fear getting hurt, then embrace her. I didn't expect to earn her forgiveness with just that, but unfortunately with my brain all out of whack, that was all I could think of. I'd be damned if I let this end the same way it did with Shiro. I wasn't going to lose to anyone. The dearer you held something, the more painful it was to realize you'd never get it back once lost. Holding the wrist of my torn right arm, I slowly stood up. I had already lost a severe amount of blood, but none of it mattered. I took a step. And another. Completely ignoring the flying invisible blade, I began to approach Kasumi. Even if my arms, legs, and even head were sliced off, I wasn't gonna piss my pants at the sight of this fake guillotine. If I was its true master, then it had no place acting like it was better than me. Right as I said that, Kasumi abruptly began to mutter something. So she's woken up to this before, hasn't she? She spoke in such a quiet voice I had trouble picking it all up, but her tone carried energy too. It felt nothing like the monotone manner of speaking she used up until now. She raised her chin, looking into my eyes, and... What the hell? Kasumi uttered the words like in a delirium, but her voice was steady, a hint of a smile on her lips. Her eyes were still as hazy and lifeless as before, her expression lost on the boundary between sanity and madness. Were those her true
白
feelings?
いなくなっちゃったし、レン態度に出さなくてもきっと辛いんだと思ったから、だからいつも考えてたの。どうしたらレンは喜んでくれるのかな、どうしたらレンは笑ってくれるのかな、どうしたらレンは私を。態度よそよそしいんだもん。冗談でごまかしたって私分かっちゃうんだもん。私をすぐのけ者にしたり、そんなの嫌だよ。
かすみ。
The decapitating gale died down. My body might have stopped receiving wound after wound, but her words pierced my heart like a
シ
spear.
ローの時と同じだよ。関係ないって私に何も教えてくれない。ねえ、どうして？
That wasn't something I could answer because I felt it was something she couldn't get involved with. I'd never once taken her presence lightly, ever. Quite the opposite. It was because I valued her that
同
I...
じだよ。私いつも悔しかった。私はいつも蚊帳の外に置き去りで、シローとレンが羨ましい。
俺とあいつはお前がそんなこと考えるような。
それでも羨ましかったの。形なんかどうでもいい。ただ特別なんだってことが羨ましいの。憧れるの。私もそこに入りたかったの。だから頑張って頑張って頑張って頑張って。でもどうしていいかわからなくてわからなくてわからなくてわからなくて。だったらせめて私は自分にできることをやりたいって。何か一つ何でもいいから私にしかできないことでレンの力になれたらいいなって。
So, from what it seems, he did know that the souls were for Ren. From what I'm gathering from this.
ずっとずっとあんたが入院してから今までずっと。
Kasumi sounded like she was about ready to break down in tears. There was nothing wrong with anything she'd said. She simply worried over not being able to find a way. So she didn't know or she did know? Like, what's going on with that? Most people were like that. There was no easy way to tell what the best possible choice was in a given situation. Therefore, you consider foreknowledge supreme. As Kasumi wondered, lost and confused, which path of the unknown she ought to take, something extraordinary. I wish I could have screenshotted that, but, you know, they just flew those on the screen. Something that should have been left alone. Something no child of man should have lent an ear to, flooded into the crevice of her heart and mind like a venom.
こんなになっちゃったよ。
My vision wavered, my breathing stopped. I found myself struck with the urge to rip my heart out of my chest. My rage had reached a critical peak. I gritted my teeth to the point of breaking them, causing cracks to spread all across my jawbones. I couldn't forgive myself for driving her to this state, and likewise, I couldn't forgive this powerlessness of mine. And so I made a heartfelt wish. I wished for power, power that could save her, oblivious to what that truly meant.
私今ならレンの力になれるよね。
She unleashed another decapitating slash. It approached the nape of my neck, rushing up from the lower left. I could clearly make out the trail left by the path of its slash from start to finish. I didn't dodge it. There was no need to, for this had belonged to me from the very beginning. I had to claim it for my own, in order to ensure that Kasumi never did something like this ever again. And so what I heard next was not the sound of cleaving flesh, but that of Kasumi's astonishing gasp. The invisible guillotine soaring through the air evaporated a split second before it reached my neck.
なんで
Once again, the invisible blade soared towards me from every single angle imaginable, left, right, diagonal, or above, all at pretty much the same time, and its only aim was my exposed neck.
嘘
In all honesty, I did nothing, but for some reason the blade wouldn't reach me. I wasn't doing it consciously. I didn't try to make it happen, but right now, for some reason, as if it was completely natural, I caught the flash coming from the side with my slashed right hand. But my arm was not severed. Instead, the wound closed up around the blade, melding with it. What?
なんでなんでなんでなんでどうして
I had no idea, however. There was only one thing I could say for
お
sure.
前にこれ以上そんなことをしてほしくないんだよ。力にならずっと前からなってるよ。お前が分かってないだけで俺ずいぶん救われてる。
I wasn't lying. In particular, her presence over the past few days kept my mind stable. She was the symbol of the hopelessly boring yet wonderful mundane day-to-day life I held so dear. A ray of sunlight I never wished to be robbed of.
お前がそこにいてくれないと俺は帰ってこれなくなる。だから頼むよ。お前はこっちに来ないでくれ。わがまま言って悪いけど、そうしてくれなきゃ俺はこの先。
Wouldn't be able to fight those freaks. Screenshot, boys! Regardless of what it took, I wouldn't be able to teach those bastards a lesson for laying waste to our day-to-day lives.
じゃ
Oh
あ
my gosh. Once Kasumi was up close, she looked up and looked into my eyes before continuing, and just for a moment, I saw a look of self-mockery
私
on
は
her
やっ
face.
ぱり蚊帳の外ってことじゃないの。
The moment she uttered that, all strength left her body. I reached out, catching her before she could fall.
なんかもうバカみたい。
Yo. This whole sight is... It's giving me chills, man. I can't believe she was the killer. I mean, I had an idea, but I didn't want to believe it was her, dude. And never would I think that she was a puppet for his ascension. Our bodies were cold, perhaps due to the continuous downpour. Yet the little warmth that did reach me felt wonderful beyond expression.
本当こんなことになっちまって許してくれとか言えないよな。でも大丈夫だから心配するな。あとは全部俺が絶対なんとかするから。
レンのバカ。結局全然わかってないよ。私あんたが一人で無茶するのもうどうして譲ってくれないかな。
仕方ないだろ。性分なんだ。
Wow, this is a lot to mentally take in. This is really sad. I knew it to be a cliche, but I couldn't help but feel like this was the nature of men. They were cowards who would try to act tough, put on a show of false bravado, play it cool, and even take a bullet for a girl. I couldn't let it be the other way around. I wouldn't accept someone like that as a man, nor would I see any value in their lives. In the end, we found no answer for the endless argument between Kasumi's dissatisfaction and my wish. But the one thing I could say for a fact was that above all else, we both shared the same fear of losing that which we cared about. In that case, I had but one thing to do. I had no idea if she'd believe what I was about to tell her, given how many promises I'd broken until this point, but saying that, making a sworn oath, was all I could do right now.
戻ってくるから。お前はなんていうか。
もう勝手なことばっかり。ほんと面倒だよね。だけどそんなレンだから私。
Oh, oops. Kasumi's voice sounded peaceful now, almost like an evil spirit had been exorcised from her. As I held her in my embrace, I felt something from her body enter mine. It flooded into my cut right arm, sealing up the wound like it was driving a wedge into it. I felt the sensation of a foreign object entering my arm, the sensation of receiving power, coupled with the dread of no longer being truly human. More importantly, I was relieved that Kasumi no longer had it. I had no more reason to worry. Kasumi was no longer involved in this.
勝手にいなくならないでよ。約束だから。
As Kasumi finally lost consciousness, I firmly embraced her body, so I would never forget her warmth. So I would never lose this resolve. Tonight I had obtained power and stepped out of the sunlight and into the shadow.
そして彼と彼女はつがいとなった。
The two of them were joined.
喜んでもらえるかな、マルグリット。そして我が親愛なる獣ども。
As well as my most respected beastly companion. Were you both pleased to behold a performance so exquisite? Wait. Margaretto, as well as my most respected beastly companion? Huh? Ren is not hate-rich, is he? No, he's a substitute for Mercurius. Huh?
これより彼は私の代替として機能する。このシャンバラにスワスチカを完成させ、怒りの火を演出する。
The Day of Wrath. Oh gosh.
まあもっともいささか善とは多難であるが、これ以上の介入は無粋であろうし、私はおとなしく観客に身を約そう。
Okay, now he's just gonna sit on the side and watch like a freaking dick.
差し当たって問題があるとすればクリストフだが。
素晴らしい。
あの男もまたどうして私の好みに合うか。
実に有意義。これで第一のスワスチカが完成し、副資料閣下の穴も埋まりました。
The first
準備は
swastika
おお
has
むね
been
整ったと言える
completed?
でしょう。
So now it's a fish. I thought there was no vacancies. So there is a vacancy. So now what? Ren is now in the position of that the vice commander filled?
ああ、いや。しかしまだ早いしまだ甘い。あとほんの少しだけ最低でも形勢を覚えるくらいにはなっていただかないと困るのですが、どうでしょうね、そのあたり。
Trifa clapped with excess enthusiasm as he beheld the guillotine. The blade had vanished. The priest was bleeding an unnatural amount of blood from his hands, feet, and flank. What? Why was he bleeding? He wasn't injured. No, this was his stigmata, a type of infectious spiritual ailment caused by a higher will. Wherein lay the cause of this phenomenon? True. The priest was bleeding in the exact same places as Christ during his crucifixion, yet Trifa himself was by no means a sacred man. Furthermore, the museum art was stagnant with something sinister, something indescribable. For instance, indeed, like a burnt field left behind by a bombing that robbed hundreds and thousands of their lives, the stench of death, not unlike that of abandoned battlefields, lingered heavy in the air. Perhaps calling it a swirling mist of miasma would be a touch more apt. No man possessed of a sane mind would wish to remain here for any longer than a handful of
レオンハル
seconds.
トの報告次第になりますが、場合によっては間を置かず、次のスワスチカを起こすことになるやもしれません。
The next swastika?
誰を捧げるのが望ましいか。
Who's the next swastika? If it's a person.
正直私もそろそろ馬鹿し合いには疲れてきているのですがね。
Blood kept trickling down from his wounds without halt, spreading all across the floor. The amount he had lost would no doubt kill a lesser man, yet not only did the priest exhibit no signs of collapsing, he stared ecstatically at his own stigmata. This was an oath, something to be proud of. The marks of submission inflicted upon his flesh by the lance of Longinus howled in the night, for it was the sign of loyalty carved into him by their lord and master, the golden beast.
このうずき、いずれハイドリ秘境がお戻りになられる。その時、醜態を晒さぬよう気を引き締めてまいりましょう。何せ61年ぶりになるのですから、不手際があって処刑されてはたまりません。
The priest reverently made the sign of the cross, the way his words were uttered, betraying a touch of intentionality.
彼らに永遠の安息を与え、絶えざる光もて照らしたまえ。褒め歌を捧げるはシオンにてふさわしく、主への請願はエルサレムにて果たされん。我が祈りを聞きたまえ。生きとし生けるもの、すべては主に帰せん。彼らに永遠の安息を与え、絶えざる光もて照らしたまえ。
His requiem broke the silence. Whoever the addressed may have been, one thing remained clear and evident, that the miasma blanketing the place grew denser and denser
こ
by
の
the
日はこ
second.
こまで。さあ忙しくなります。面白くなります。
The end of the opening act, huh?
楽しみましょう。歌いましょう。踊りましょう。力の限り。ちわくちわく。胸が高鳴る。では一刻も早く次なる手を打たなければいけませんね。
Turning around, the tall priest left in a hurry. His inability to restrain laughter, likely a sign that war had at long last come to the town of Suwahara. And alright guys, that is it for me in this game for tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. What did you guys think of Kasumi being the murderer? The guillotine murderer, for those that didn't know, because I think some people already knew, and I think there's an anime for this visual novel anyway. But if you liked the video, make sure to slap that like button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.